Hey guys, what's up? Phil here. Welcome back to Playground. I've got a tips video for you today, and this one is for all of you rookie level players out there. I've just done an advanced tips video on a warm-up exercise. I've done an intermediate video on something similar, so I wanted to do a rookie level one as well. And so that's what we're doing today. I've got an exercise to show you that can help get your fingers warmed up to play, and also something that is fun in and of itself. It's not just a warm-up, it's musical as well. So let's dig in. Let me show you what I want to teach you today. So before we sit down to play anything, it's important to warm up our fingers so that we can play whatever it is we're going to play with more relaxed fingers and to have finger independence, right? That's what we want to work on at this level. So we can get our right hand up into a C position where we put our thumb or our first finger on middle C, and each finger goes on the next note. This is a 5-note position. We can call this C position because our thumb or our first note of the position is on a C. And what I'm doing here is the standard way that we would warm up within C position. We would start on the bottom and we would play one note at a time, legato, which means smoothly and no space in between the notes. And then we would walk back down doing the same thing. And I would encourage you to do that exact warm-up, to start at least. But when we do it a few times in a row, it starts to then sound formulaic, right? And a little bit like an exercise only. So what I like to do is do that a few times to warm up and then kind of freak it a little bit so that we can get even more out of this simple exercise. So let me show you what I do to get even more out of this. We can put both hands up, and we won't play at the same time with all of the same rhythms moving up and down. That might be a little tricky at this level, but instead what I'll do is just hold our very lowest note, C, in the left hand. And you can play it first before the right hand if you want. And then we're going to work on holding that down while we play up and down. Okay, let's try that one time. Let's do it again on the way down. Now what I like about this exercise is you can have a new root note in the left hand and you can still play up and down our 5-note scale. So let's pick a different one now. Let's play a D in the left hand and we'll go up and down through the right hand. Ready? We'll play our D first. Here we go. You can do the same thing with the 3rd note in the left hand. That's an E. We can keep moving up, of course. We can try F in the left hand. So there's a lot we can do there. The left hand, we can pick a new root and we can still practice the same thing in the right hand. But with a different root underneath it, it sounds kind of like a new exercise, doesn't it? And before we know it, we've practiced that right hand part 5, 10 times. Even though it seems like we're doing something new each time, the right hand is building that muscle memory. So we could leave it there if we want, but I kind of want to freak it one more time and see if we can squeeze it a little more and get even more out of just this 5-note warm-up exercise. So let's do one more thing. Let's check it out. When you're really feeling confident going up and back down through our 5-note position, here's where the fun can really happen. Here's where the creative juices can get flowing, and here's where we can improvise a little bit. What I want to do is create a pattern using these 5 notes. So that is a pattern of going from the beginning all the way up through the end, one by one. But we can do a more interesting pattern than that, right? What I'm going to do this time is play our bottom note, and then jump all the way to the top note, and then we're going to walk down. That's one thing we could do. We could start in our middle note, and then jump up to the top. Now we can walk down to F and then skip E because we just played that one. So we're still just playing all of our 5 notes one at a time, but now I'm mixing up the order. And so mixing things up like that can do a few things. One, it takes our workout and it makes it more of a melody. It's not just a formula exercise anymore. It sounds musical now. But another thing that it does is it builds muscles and independence in the fingers in a way that is more closely related to what we'll see in real life, right? With real melodies, we don't always see going up one at a time and going back down one at a time. More often than not, our melodies that we see jump around. They jump in big intervals, or they go up and then back down, then back up again. So melodies actually are more complex than these exercises that we tend to see. So I like to make my exercises feel more like real songs. It just makes it easier to sit down and practice because it feels like you're playing music, but it also prepares your muscles in your hands and fingers to play real melodies that you're actually going to see when you start playing real music. So I will encourage you guys at home to sit down and get in a 5-note position. Go ahead and play it up and back down as a normal warm-up, but then instead of moving on to go practicing your song, warm up a little more, a little extra, and create some new patterns within that 5-note position. That's going to continue to warm your fingers up, but it's also going to be a more musical exercise. And I think you guys are going to really enjoy it. So if you try it at home and you love it, let me know below. If you want to talk more here and have a discussion about what else we can do with our warm-ups, let's do that too. I'm Phil, and I'll see you guys for the next video lesson soon, I hope. Thanks for watching Playground. The features you saw on screen today can be at your fingertips with the Playground Sessions app. Co-created by music legend Quincy Jones, Playground teaches the piano with interactive feedback and gaming features, all while using your favorite songs. Alright guys, I'm Phil. Hit subscribe so I can see you for the next video.